You can see Cardano's actually had a bounce, but look at where it's getting rejected, right at that previous pivot from March of 2023.
구독자 약 80만 명 크립토 채널을 운영하는 벤자민 코엔과 대표적인 블리츠 트레이더 가레스 솔로웨이가 최근 코인 상승 랠리와 알트코인에 대해 의견을 나눕니다. 오늘 영상은 이 둘이 보고 있는 현재 시장과 여기서 나눈 알트코인 관점들 위주의 영상을 제작해 보았습니다.
Just in the last week, we were long Solana. We've already taken profits on Solana. We were in from this down here level, and basically what this was, if we look at the chart, I mean, look at that amazing support trend line right there, right? And that's where price came down to right here. And then it just got a bounce. And then I basically just said, okay, there's this down sloping trend line. And I exited about 5 or 6 days ago right here. But I still have a small position in Polygon, which is starting to flag as well. And basically what I'm looking for on this is, so you have this area here and this down sloping trend line, and I'm just looking for a bounce into that. So we're basically looking at like 74, 75 cents, and then that's it for me, right? So I agree 100% that I think the alts, while they could get a little reactionary bounce, there's not something that I would be, at least for me, I don't trust these long enough term to hold them for anything more significant. Just trading vehicles for me. Yeah, just Cardano real quick here. You can see Cardano's actually had a bounce, but look at where it's getting rejected, right at that previous pivot from March of 2023. If this can break through here, you have this down sloping trend line where I don't expect it to get above that one. So maybe we get back to 33 cents on these things. And by the way, folks, just to be clear, you got to do your own due diligence. These are quick trades. You know, it's not for everyone. So just be aware of that. But again, you know, for me, this type of thing, if it can break this 30-cent level, you probably have upside to 33 cents or so before it gets slammed back down. But actually, one of the things, I don't know if do you have another chart you want to show on this, or?
I want to show the same two charts that you just showed, but they're Bitcoin pairs, because I think that can help us identify the actual macro entries for, you know, to actually flip the script long term, if that makes sense. So like, starting off with Solana, so the Solana Bitcoin valuation, I think it's been a fairly obvious chart for a long time, but it basically goes to this pattern where it puts in a low, it bounces back up to its 20-week SMA, gets rejected, and then just puts in a new low, right? And it just keeps doing that process where it eventually just breaks through the floor, and you can see that it broke through the floor yet again. And so, you know, I'm thinking eventually that it's going to make its way down, you know, to sort of this level down here. Now, one of the things I think that's hard about Solana is that this is only the first market cycle that it's experienced, right? It hasn't actually gone through a pre-halving year before. So it's hard to know exactly what a bottoming process would even look like macro. But I think we can learn something from the ADA Bitcoin chart. So the ADA Bitcoin chart is something that has experienced a full market cycle. And we know that crypto is very cyclical. There's your bull markets, there's your bear markets, there's sort of your pre-halving years where we kind of spend half the year going up, half the year going down. But ADA Bitcoin right now is at 950 Satoshis. Look where it was 4 years ago.
Wow.
Same exact level, right? Same exact level, exactly 4 years ago. And what's interesting is that the Bitcoin top in 2019 occurred once the ADA Bitcoin valuation, I think, was at around 780 Satoshis or 800 Satoshis. So again, the majority of this move, I think a lot of it is just that liquidity being sucked in from the altcoin market into Bitcoin. I'm not trying to say that no new money is coming in to the ETFs or into sort of front running that kind of stuff. But I do think there's a lot of evidence here to suggest that, look, ADA Bitcoin was at the same level that it was back in 2019. And look where it was by the end of July. So 1 month later, it dropped from 900 Satoshis to 400 Satoshis. So 400 sats has been my goal, my target on ADA Bitcoin for about a year now. And it's taking a long time to get there. But we know these things just take a long time to play out. And look at what ADA Bitcoin was doing in late 2019. It was it was sort of holding its lows finally during a Bitcoin USD downtrend, right? So like Bitcoin USD was going down in late 2019 and ADA Bitcoin is sort of holding these lows. We're not at that point yet, right? We're not at the point yet where ADA Bitcoin is obviously holding the lows. And so that's why I think that the altcoin market still needs further time to unwind on their Bitcoin.